Our next guest is Nanette Cocero. She's the global president of Pfizer Vaccines. She leads a team of 1,500 colleagues responsible for the development and delivery of the company's vaccine portfolio. Her role took on new significance in the past year as Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech became the first authorized COVID-19 vaccine in the US. Welcome, Nanette, and thank you for joining us today. So I wanted to start off with you. You're obviously in the midst of a historic moment, and you're right at the center of it. Talk to us a little bit about how it's been, what the experience has been like to be at the center of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for the invitation to be with you all today. And yes, it has been a very special time this past 18 months. The COVID-19 pandemic has been the biggest health challenge of our generation and a defining moment for all of us at Pfizer who have felt a great sense of responsibility to help address this challenge around the world. And as I'm sure you have heard our CEO, Albert Bourla, said before, if not us, then who? So I joined Pfizer now 19 years ago and stepped into my role as global president of vaccine in 2019. And not knowing what the future holds, it has been a humbling and rewarding experience to lead an outstanding team during this unprecedented time. We have reached a milestone of shipping more than 1 billion doses of our COVID-19 vaccine across the globe. And yet there's still a great deal of work ahead of us. But I am super proud of the progress that we have made. And when I reflect on the last 18 months now, there are many learnings to take forward into the future, from the importance of taking thoughtful risk steps to the value of collaboration. And I think that now we can say that I truly believe that nothing is impossible when we are purpose-driven, trust each other, and work together as one team. And this is something I've tried to reinforce with my team.
I wanted to stick on that for a second. I think the entire world is asking, how did that vaccine come out so quickly? What challenges, what did your team do to respond so quickly to this crisis?
Well, the reality was, again, that when the pandemic was declared by WHO, we immediately at Pfizer believe, like I said, that if not us, then who? So because we had been in a partnership previously with BioNTech, in the area of the flu messenger RNA vaccine, it made total sense for us to take the learnings that we have had so far and apply it towards the COVID-19. And again, we put forward all the resources needed to make this happen without cutting any corners when it comes to science, right? And three factors that help us in this process was, one, of course, Pfizer and our CEO ensuring that it was all hands on deck. Second, our close collaboration with regulatory bodies, in the case of the United States, the FDA, in the case of Europe, the EMA, and the close conversations that we have been having with them, where as data was becoming available, we would be then sharing that data with the regulatory body so that the decisions were really being made just in time. And the third factor is that even without us having the results of the clinical trials, we started the manufacturing at risk, and we started manufacturing the vaccine such that when we do receive the approval by the FDA, we were ready to come out with millions of doses to get them to the hands of people as fast as possible.
Now, as tempting as it is to keep talking about the vaccines, we're here to talk about you. because this is really a Latina leaders conference, and you lead a team of 1,500 people, colleagues. What is your leadership style, and what does it mean for you to be a Latina leading possibly one of the most important teams in the world at the moment?
Well, I have to say that my leadership style, and I hope that my colleagues, when you ask them that same question, they give you a similar answer, is really leading with authenticity, is leading with trust. Like, I do work towards earning my team's trust, and at the same time, me trusting my team and empowering them of everything that they can do. Also, I do lead with the responsibility that has been instilled in me since I was a child, coming from immigrant family, where we always strive to put the best version of ourselves out there, and to strive to demonstrate the important impact that Latinos can have in society and in our community. So I lead with that type of mindset and responsibility.
So in August 2020, Pfizer signed the Hispanic Promise, basically a promise to retain and support the careers of Hispanic professionals. What led to signing that, and what does Pfizer do specifically to sustain its commitments to the Hispanic Promise?
Well, yes, I am extremely proud that Pfizer signed on last year to be part of the Hispanic Promise. This is the first of its kind national effort to hire, promote, retain, and empower Hispanic employees in the United States. And as you know, this is led by the We Are All Human Foundation. And equity is one of Pfizer's 4 core values. So we have committed to increasing the diversity of our talent at all levels of the company. And signing on the Hispanic Promise is an important way for us to underscore that commitment and to walk the talk in the diversity and inclusion space. And as a champion for the initiative of Pfizer, my advocacy and enthusiasm comes from 2 places. First is absolutely personal, as I was pursuing my education in both science and business. Even though it was during the 90s, I still rarely saw myself reflected in my textbooks or in front of my classrooms or in the lab groups that I work in or lecture halls. And I was met with, unfortunately, with the same reality when I entered the corporate world. So indeed, representation does matter. And in my role at Pfizer, I have the opportunity and the responsibility to lead and shape a more inclusive and diverse environment for the next generation. So I do also believe that diversity of all kinds make us that much stronger as a company. And when we have people coming from different backgrounds with different experiences and skills coming together, it is extremely powerful, and the output that we have is that much more stronger and innovative. So when Pfizer joined the Hispanic Promise effort, I saw some of the research conducted by the We Are All Human Foundation that showed that still 74% of the US Hispanics feel that they cannot be themselves at work. That was truly disheartening. And as you know, we all thrive as people, and we do our best work when we are able to bring our whole self to what we do. So the bottom line is that every company signing the Hispanic Promise must foster an environment where that is exactly encouraged every single day. And I am proud that Pfizer is part of that promise.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I have dozens more questions for you, as I'm sure the audience does. Nanette Cocero, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Must foster an environment where that is exactly encouraged every single day. And I am proud that Pfizer is part of that promise.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I have dozens more questions for you, as I'm sure